Okay, welcome back. We stopped down to the shop, got our fifth wheel trailer attachment, and our little baby mower. This mower is actually going to be mostly, um, well, it's going to travel between the cows and the sheep because, well, eventually it'll probably just be for the cows. What I used to do when I played this game is I used to just cut a bunch of grass and store it, but because I'm trying to learn a little bit about agriculture as well. My understanding is you can't store grass. Um, what it'll do is it'll just break down and ferment. So you need to either wrap it up to make silage, or you need to turn it into hay and then store it that way. So what I'm doing now is I don't store grass. I just get this little baby mower and I run around and I mow grass nearby, and just enough to empty into the feed trough and go from there. But eventually, yeah, it'll just be at the main yard for the cows because the sheep can actually have hay. So I won't. I'll just make a bunch of hay, and I can store the hay either in bales or whatever. Um, I like this little fifth wheel trailer mod. It it's pretty handy. I can haul around. I don't know if I can do it with this truck, but I do have another pickup mod that is a dually diesel and a lot more power. But more than anything, it's far more stable than this standard that we argued 3/4 ton truck. Um, but I can haul with that fifth wheel or that dually pickup. I can haul even small telehandlers. They'll fit inside the cage, and I'm going to run the stop sign again and easily just haul them back and forth. And since the pickups go faster than anything else with a load in the game, it's well worth doing. Oop, I drove right by the sheep pasture, so we'll just go around and roundabout. Try not to wreck our little baby mower. Oop, don't turn too sharp. Yeah. Anyway, once you get going, the pickups carry stuff far better than anything else. Well, we're going to just kind of drive over here. I can also use this trailer to carry anything I can load in it. It does have the cage, so that limits our abilities just a little bit because it's hard to drop pallets and stuff inside. It does have tie downs, but they won't work on vehicles. So we just bust out of there and we head across the street here to this little field. Turn on the mower and off we go. And we can just mow this little field over here and get us some grass for the sheep. No, this is not what I would normally do. The big mower is what we're going to end up with next, and that's going to cut these fields at 13-meter swaths. And I think this is just 2 meters across, or yeah, so right around 6 feet. Most everything in here is in meters because this game is from England. I think Giant software is out of England. I can't remember, which is why you see, well, it's partly why you see a lot of European stuff and not a lot of American stuff. But you don't see John Deere in this game because John Deere has their own agricultural game, and I understand it's pretty bad, and they wouldn't be included in the game. But I do believe they are included. I know they're included with FS19, which is a game I haven't really got into yet. There's a lot of things in there that I'm not sure I like. I'm also kind of spoiled with this one. I mean, that happens, right? That's the kind of stuff that happens. The first time you play a game, you like it, and find out that it's kind of old, but you're so used to it, you don't want to change something. You don't want the next one to not live up to the hopes that you had for the one that you started to cut your teeth on, kind of thing, right? I'm sure it's fine. There's also like you can do cotton and oats in FS19. I know they did lose some tractors. The Sammy is gone. I don't know how because they still have. Well, maybe they lost the rights to all of them, or they just didn't renew the rights to Lamborghini and Sammy and Joyce Farm. I don't know. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. I've only looked at the game a little bit, downloaded a bunch of mods that I wanted. Because see, with Farming Simulator, it's not like Skyrim or Fallout 4. If you have mods, you don't lose your ability to hit your achievements. Alright, so we're just back in here. Let's back right up into the trough. See what our production is. According to that, it's absolutely nothing. It's just zero. But we can load this grass in here. It's going to take a bit because we've got 48 sheep. Oh yeah, it's going to take probably 1.5 more loads for sure. Getting close, we'll go around this tree. That's the one nice thing about this little mower is you can hit it in some pretty tight spots. One unfortunate thing is this is a standard game map, so your ability to get into the pastures and cut the grasses there are non-existent. Pretty tight little turn there. Kind of rough. Get somewhere where there's some grass. Oh boy, might ask him for trouble. This is not an off-road vehicle. Oh jeez. Actually making me a little woozy. Oops, I turned it off. That's not what I meant to do. I just meant to stop the cutting. Alright, so what happens when the animals eat? They kind of get messy. And for the sheep and the cows, what happens is they just spill grass out onto into that little box. You see there's some grass right here. So that's what I bought the little robot for, is the robot will automatically clean up those areas. And let's see, so that's going to be fine for now. The productivity is already to 100%. There's 16 liters of wool. So let's take a look here. You see reproduction rate is 20 hours for the sheep. The next animal is in 19 hours and 40 minutes. So you can see over here the pigs, the reproduction rate for the pigs at this moment is 1 hour and 48 minutes. And the next animal will be 1 hour and 8 minutes. So when there's 81 pigs, it'll be like 1 hour and 46 minutes or something like that. So every time the pigs reproduce, their reproduction rate goes down, but also they eat more and more food. So anyway, I think that's all we're going to do for this right now. That's going to hold the pig or the sheep for quite a while. We're in the green. We're about 2/3 of the way full, or 5/8 of the way full. So let's head up to, and here's where the wool, and they can already start to do that. It says object is too heavy. So you get 4 of these bags in each pallet, and when the pallets get full, this little area can hold 6. And then you can always take your pallets of wool, and it's fetches a fantastic price when the goods are up. Right now, that is $7,000 per 1,000 liter. So each one of these little bags at this time, that'd be worth 14,000, 28,000, and so you got it. I mean, this whole cage, once it was full all the way. Actually, I take it back. The entire cage is only 2,000. So you get 14,000 for that. Wool takes a while, but it's a fantastic moneymaker. We will leave this fifth wheel trailer here for now, because we'll come back and get this mower at a later date. Actually, I want to go across this field over here. We want to head up and get the big mower and a baler. And I'll show you the wrapper as well. Won't be getting, whoop, cut that off. Went the wrong way. Totally took a left-handed approach to the right-handed roundabout. We won't get to we won't get to the baling today, I don't think. Actually, what I can do is I can just collect the stuff and then show you what I'm going to do, and then I can go do it. But all of these open green meadows, I'm going to cut as many as I can to make bales. I have to do it a little bit at a time though, because I've got a maximum amount of bales that I'm allowed to have on the map at any one time. So I either have to sell them or use them in one way or another. So there is a limit, but we can start right over here at the shop. Starting that field right there, and I'll kind of give you a bit of a rundown of what it's going to look like, and then I'll do it off camera, because that can get extremely tedious. So what we're going to do is get a big mower. This is our big dog mower right here, this Krone M500 2017E. This was brought over from FS 2015, I believe. I love it. It's a little expensive at $320 a day, but you could go with these Lely's, and that both of them would be $90 a day, but they only cut a 9-meter swath, and you cannot put the baler behind it. You could use these 2 pottingers; they would connect together, and you would put it on either a T-Series Valtra and higher, or Fendt 900, and you would attach both of these mowers to the rear, and then you could pull a baler on the front and do it in reverse. But that gets really expensive, especially if you don't need that tractor. And next is baling technology. We want, let's go with, this is a square bale, standard attached trailer. We definitely want to have that. That'll be beneficial later on. Boom, we got that. And the other thing that we're going to need is a tedder. And we get the big one, because that's 13 meters. And what this does is this turns grass into hay. We want that. Look at it, you're just throwing away money, just spinning it. And then we're going to need a tedder, and I have never used this fancy Kuhn one, so I'm going to buy that this time and try and figure out how to use it. And we were at, what, 2.4 million. We just spent $1.1 million on here. So All right, and everything is in the way. We're going to need a tractor. We'll take this vent. This big metal right here, and there's one right across the way. Great places to mow. I actually will probably plant trees in one of them because it's a little bit of a way. And usually I put, last time I put a great big silo set right there on that edge for sugar beets and potatoes, sugar cane, pig food, grass, straw, hay, stuff like that. We won't be doing the grass like that anymore. I'll just cut it when I need it. And like I say, eventually that's just going to be for the cows because I'll just start doing hay for the sheep. We'll just bundle up a couple of bales and leave them down there for them. We'll drive across this little meadow here. This is a heck of a bump coming up. Ugh. It's probably actually not good for a tractor. I don't know what kind of suspension they've got. I imagine they're pretty stiff. You know, they've got kind of a smooshy type tire, but I bet the actual suspension is relatively stiff. So we need to take this out. And that's going to go on the back of that big mower right now. While we're dragging stuff out, we're going to get this tender. I'll just kind of show you what I'm going to do. Oh, we didn't get a wrapper yet. I'll do a wrapper as well. I only have one square bale wrapper, so the only one I have is, go back into mowers, is to get this coon one right here, square bale wrapper. We can change the color. We will probably change it to black. That draws, I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but it draws a little more heat. And there's one more attachment that I'm going to get for the baler, and that is the stacker. We can't use it for the grass because we have to bale it up first, or we have to wrap it up first. Let's go back into here and go all the way in. And we're going to get that, and let's I don't know if that's close to New Holland yellow or not. It's difficult to tell because the paint schemes are different. See that baler is kind of a matte color, whereas the stacker is a glossy color. It's more of a gloss. But we probably won't get to the stacker in this video because we're running out of time. Alright, so with this great big crone, there is some fantastic options here. One is this huge horsepower, so I can go up and down hills with no problem. And to get a tractor with the same kind of horsepower as this mower, and let's see, oops, that's not the mower. It's got 520 horsepower. So let's just real quick take a look at a tractor that has 520 horsepower. So that was $295,000 for that mower. Not 500 yet, still not 500. Not 500. Let's see, this Maggie only 439. Here we go. This T9 is 385,000 just for the tractor. So you can see what I mean by we had a tractor that had the equivalent power to go up and down the hills as this mower does. So we're going to lower the baler, the pickup, unfold it. While that's happening, we're going to move this and lower it. While that's unfolding, we're going to turn the baler on. We're going to switch over to the mower. we're going to start cutting. Once it gets to 4,000 liters, see the bale is a square bale, so it's kind of compacting and pushing against the wrappings on the way out. And once we get to 4,000 liters, it'll spit out. But it just goes to the next one. See, we started over already. So there's currently 2 bales in the baler. We're going to run into that hole right there. Lift that up so we can squeeze around it. One of the bales dropped out. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare. Oh, come on. It's so fickle. That's going to turn the whole thing off. So this is grass that we're cutting right now. Kick out 2 bales here. Okay. Raise the mower. Turn off the baler, kick out these 2 bales. So those are grass bales. Now, whoop, push the wrong button a bit. Start that up. Actually, we're going to turn this off. We're going to disconnect. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we make hay. Our hay bales here. So I'm going to grab the tedder. Right over here. Getting really close on time. It might go over just a little bit. That thing unfolded. We're going to have to bounce over this curve really quick. It's going to hurt. Okay. So as that's unfolding, we're going to switch to the mower, back down, and then what we're going to do now is open up the covers. And instead of making a nice windrow, this is going to spit the grass out the back. So we're going to lower that, turn on the tedder, go to the mower, turn the mower on, and you can see how it gets striped. And we're just going to make a line, and you can see it comes out dark green, and behind the hay is a light green color, almost like a bile-looking color. So this is how we make hay. We do it by cutting grass and then turning it over. We'll do this whole thing like so. Step. We're going to park over here. Run over to the fence. We're going to wrap a bale real quick, and that grass bale you would just do for just regular grass. You can sell it outright if you want, or you can wrap it up and make silage out of it. Cows need. Cows need hay, silage, or hay or silage, and grass, and power food. So it's actually easier to make silage than it is hay, because with hay, you can see now we have to put it in a windrow. So we'll go up here and I'll show you the wrapping mechanism really quick. Nope, we'll just go over here. These bales are closer. So I'll wrap all of these grass bales in this black wrap. And you've probably seen them around, probably seen white around the U.S. more than black, at least out here where I live. Not that I see very many silage bales, but not a lot of farming out in Wyoming. So now, this wrapped bale is now silage. So we're going to put that together, like so. And I'm just going to run the baler up and down these little bitty makeshift rows here. And you'll see, when I hook up, you'll see the grass symbol. Grass symbol is this kind of a half moon shape with the star, with the little symbol in the middle down on the bottom right. And when I pick up some hay, it'll look just like grass, only they'll have a star like the sun next to it. And if we've got enough, we'll be able to spit out a hay bale, and you can see the difference. It's subtle, but you can see a difference. See, there's got a little sun or a star next to it, which means it's been out drying in the sun. I'm sure there's probably other ways. I don't know if you could turn grass into a hayloft or something like that with a dryer mechanism in it, or what. I have no idea. We'll try and get a full bale here. I don't know if we'll make it. Ideally, you would run the windrower across all 5 of these little bitty rows to make one big row, and that way you don't have to just drive over one row with the baler instead of keep trying to loop around and stay wide enough so that you catch it all and not leaving the scraps behind. And we're going to be really close here, and that's it. Let's turn the bale off. Pick out the bale here. Lift it out, and you can see. Okay, so this is hay. It's kind of a light green color. Up here is grass, which is the dark green color, right there. And over here was the silage bale, which is grass wrapped in this, I don't know if it's like a plastic or a polyurethane or something, but anyways, what it does is it doesn't allow oxygen in, and then the grass ferments anaerobically. This wrapper right here will not wrap hay bales, which would be called haylage. But if you use the round wrappers, the round bale, the round baler, we'll go over here like this. This coon right here. No, the coon won't do it either. I take it back. Like this big, nope, not that one. This roll belt. This is a single round bale. It'll kick out bales of hay, straw, or grass. And then if you take this Ursus bale wrapper, this will wrap hay bales. So you would have haylage, which it's not designated differently in the game. It still sells as silage. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be cutting up a lot of these meadows to make hay and grass bales, and most of the grass bales will be turned into silage, which we will take over to the biogas plant right here. And with a front end or a wheel loader, we'll take and dump those bales, wrapping it all right in here. You'll get the amount in liters over there, and as it grinds down, we will end up with a bunch of silage digestate over here. So, and our stats will show up as we've made 5 bales down here near the bottom. There's been 5 bales created. And then over here in our finances, you see at the very bottom here, we have no sold bales. When we sell the bales, it'll show up in our financial report as bales sold. So we're down $1.622 million. $1.6 million we're down today just in new toys. Anyway, so off I go to make a bunch of silage bales and stick them in the containers here so we can start getting our free digestate, and $2,600 per bale. So if we get enough bales, we will cut way into that negative number. Probably get our finances back into 1.6, 1.7 billion. But anyway, I want to say thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next video.